Cause he don't know you. Like, oh, you catch him slipping. Let him get close and then clap him. Wow. Dead. Dummy. Hit him again. Come on. Okay.
Tell them it's all clear.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We don't know how devout he is, though.
Tell them it's all clear. It's okay. Go ahead.
5'6".
Let's see. Let's see how devout he is.
There you go. Go ahead.
All clear. False alarm.
Uh-huh. Now clap him.
Thank you.
Go ahead. There we go.
Hey, you think I need to call for more volunteers?
They're coming in on their own. We're putting them to work.
All right.
Do you know what they're going to do to June? Like, Lydia gonna build.
Hey,
she's already
we got
medieval.
some more doctors.
It's gonna be
Okay, great. When they get here, you want to send them that way.
It's gonna be hellish.
Okay.
hellified. They ain't gonna be able to believe it. Like,
Oh my God.
what the fuck is
My
gonna
name is
happen to
Moira.
June?
I'm here to help you.
Miss, this is the place where I can wear what I want.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, a basketball jersey, tutu.
Let's get you out of here.
You know what I'm saying? Some tap dance shoes.
What's your name?
Rebecca? Rebecca?
What? What are the chances? I mean, unlikely, but higher than you would think. Let's put it that way. That's the biggest thing. Hannah and June are still gone.
Let's get you one.
I did not fuck with this season at all, but this part is hitting me. God damn.
Rita. Emily. Off lines.
Oh, Presley.
It's okay.
Luke.
Yeah.
You're Luke. It's really good to meet you. You're June. She did this. She did.
I thought, yo, that's crazy that they didn't leave. It just hit me. Oh, yeah, they did not go. First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I have a Patreon, full-length early reactions, things like this. If you like, check it out. Yeah, them final scenes hit me in a way I didn't think they were going to. We've been with these people, I was about to say for a while, but for all these episodes. And it's weird to see those Marthas. Those Marthas was getting it, man. Their life is on the line at any given time. The thing is, they can go up underneath, like they can have their own little underground. Barely anybody cares about them until people suspect them. And then they could be just like that. There is no, oh, well, this one could give us a baby. And no, they'll just kill you. And so at once they are able to have that underground, but they also at once, the risk is through the roof, right? And for Rita to end up out of there, because remember, when we first meet Rita, yo, she's not fucking with June. She's like, hey, just get this shit done so we can fucking, you know what I mean? Like, she just wants to keep shit regulated because she doesn't want any sort of retribution, I guess you would call it, against her. To see her and Emily, and then for her to see Luke, right? Because as I said, June is legendary at this moment and going forward. They're gonna write songs about her forever. Like, this is gonna be a big deal. You feel me? And it's almost like that touch the hem of your garment type thing. So for when somebody meets Luke, that's going to be even more important. But the biggest thing is she used to hear about Luke. right? She used to hear June. You can tell if June actually fucked with you, if she had at any point spoken to you truthfully about Hannah and Luke, right? That's another thing that hit me. For Luke to be sitting there waiting on his wife and Hannah. Remember, he probably had to talk himself out of, okay, she may not, because I'm going through everything in my head I would do. Like, nah, this is, but then they might be on there. Nah, don't get your hopes up high. But then when you see all them kids, you're like, okay. Are they there? Are they there? Then they not there. Rita, she's like, June did this. All right. Then you have him like Hannah. He just wanted Hannah and nah. Okay. Then we have what happens with Aunt Lydia. Aunt Lydia makes it a point to say at a certain point, hey, these women, they look up to you. They look up to you. Now, I'm thinking this is just her being a dickhead and all that. But no. The way she's going to be legendary in Canada on the other side of the border, she's legendary in Gilead now. And to see them go back and get her, it was so unbelievable to me. And I don't mean unbelievable in that bad way, like, oh, the show sucked because of it. No, I don't mean that. What I mean is, in my mind, I just assumed all of those handmaids got on the plane. I like, it never crossed my mind that it was those handmaids that should have left. And I don't know why. They showed the Marthas. You feel me? They showed the Marthas on the and the kids on the plane. So I didn't see no handmaids. So I was like, who is that? No, that was them. They stayed back and got their girl, and they really did look up to her, right? Remember how they shunned that one chick who did her dirty, right? And got Hannah sent away. Like, everybody fell in line behind her. Now, before I talk about what the one thing, it was the only one thing I didn't like in this episode specifically, but I want to talk about. Let's talk about the water first. Listen. Everything the ICC has been told by Serena everything that's going on. Now, mind you, I'm sitting there like, look at this bitch smiling. And yeah, bitch, yeah. Look at her smiling, sitting there, fucking acting like shit's sweet, sipping on a motherfucking Starbucks, and they about to let her walk out in town like shit's sweet. Remember how she got popped? That could happen again. Probably would. It probably would, right? That's how just goofy she was. She's sitting there. I'm looking at the smile and the smirk on her face after how she, basically treated Fred. Even though, yeah, she was treating a woman and all that, she helped prop this up. She helped propagate it. She sat there and held that girl down. Now, when they come and get her and take the baby from her, what does she say? They say, hey, crimes against humanity. And he says for rape. And she's like, no. I did it under duress. Like, they were gonna blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, word? Now, this is the crazy thing. June and Nick, they are a couple. But the first time they did it, if I recall, that was rape. They made her do that. And so for her to get caught on that, I'm perfectly fine with, because that ain't your baby. And the fact she kept talking about, I'm trading this information for my daughter. Oh, word? It's not your daughter in any way, shape, or form. See, had it been a thing where that was her daughter by that guy, by Fred, that's one thing. Oh, that was a bullshit system they had set up. But no, you went outside the system and created some whole other shit, which means you created some more rape. Ooh, get her the fuck out of here. Get her the fuck out of here. And to see him turn her in, I was like, oh, please snitch on her. Because she thinks she is sweet. It was just something about seeing this woman, right? And then Fred was already weak, and we already knew he was weak. All those men in Gilead are suckers, right? Because they're not truthful with themselves. They set up this system where it does what it does to women, and then they don't really care about their whole religious belief. Jezebel's is a thing, and you would see Fred, he would basically keep it real with June every once in a while. It's like, so this whole system is bullshit. There really is no point to it, really. All that we're trying to keep the species going sort of shit, that's all horseshit, right? Okay, now the one thing I had an issue with, I want to say that whole part with the lady bringing the girl early, I'm fine. That was smart. Why? Because someone would do that. Yo, I got to get this out of here, right? And of course, the type of person who would do that is jumpy and scary. The type of person who would try to be early to a rendezvous is jumpy, scary, and nervous. And a person who's jumpy and scary and nervous would have second thoughts. So when she comes back and she's like, oh, no, I got to get her. I already knew what had to happen. So when she went and got the gun, she points it at her. That has to happen. So when we heard the thing about the ruthlessness early on, which I'm going to talk about, makes sense. But then she turns the gun on the girl, and that one, I don't, because at no point did I see that June was out of control. That was the whole thing about that particular part. June wasn't out of control. When she did what she did with Eleanor, she sat there, pondered it, slowly walked to the door. Bro, you know what I mean? Like, and so I'm sitting there like, nah, she wasn't out of control. So to see that, her pull the gun and then pull it on a little girl, it's like, and then sit there and hold it, and she has tears, and I'm like, what? That really just didn't make sense to me. And even if somebody explained it to me for that scene, it doesn't make sense. Because the whole thing is her being ruthless does not lend to her being out of control. That's why I said what they did with Emily made sense, because she wasn't out of control. Remember, she played that chick. And to just make it seem like these women are all going to be out of control, we've already had characters on here who've gotten out of control and done wild shit. June, yo, look at everything she set in motion, and look at, I just didn't think that was needed at that moment. When they go back and show the beginning, I appreciated that, for them to show the ruthlessness of what was happening. They were showing special needs women. They were showing young girls. But for her to go back into that, it was like, okay, the ruthlessness I witnessed at that moment, I'm going to call on that, and that's going to be me. So when she gets to the end, once again, that wasn't even her being ruthless. She sat there. She was in control. The man called, and she popped him. It was the right, smart, only thing to do. And so maybe it's one of those things where, because she was so brutalized and all that, I don't even see as what she's doing is ruthless. That may be what it is. But yeah, I was actually surprised how that episode made me feel. I was surprised, because I was thinking, oh man, is this going to be? Nah, when he sat there and Red was reading to those kids, the commander. Oh, that was one other thing where she was like, this is my house. And she was like, men pathological. I'm like, man, I would cheer this on, but it just makes it seem as if that statement didn't mean anything. Because you can't say that I run this basically when you have to hide and you got to protect those kids. It's not that simple. So that was one of those things where it was wasted conversation to me. It just didn't mean anything at that moment. And there was a couple of scenes like that in here where it didn't really mean much and didn't really add anything to anything. But what we ended with, I fucked with it. Hey man, next episode.